Alrighty guys, in this video, we're going to keep it really simple, and we're going to look at an ROI calculator that you can use to play with the dials in your client acquisition and figure out how you can double the amount of revenue that you're pulling out of your existing marketing effort just by changing a couple of things. So below this video, you're going to have access to a link that's going to take you to the ROI calculator so you can put in your own numbers, but watch this for context before you do that so that you can actually play with that information. And always, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe, support the channel as we are growing and putting out more stuff like this that you can use to grow your business. Okay, so let's get into it. Move my face to down here. We have in this ROI calculator a couple of pieces of the puzzle that we're looking at. And what we're looking at primarily here is the way that leads come into your business, the contact rate that you have with those leads, how many conversations that gives you. Out of those conversations, how many calls you're actually booking and your call booking rate. Once those calls are booked, your sales opportunities, your consultations, your however you want to call them, what your actual show-up rate is to those, which means how many calls have we taken and what your close rate is in your client one. And what this does is it models a funnel for you that allows you to see where you are leaking. So using this example, if we have 1,000 leads a month coming in, and we're going to pick a number arbitrarily. We have a 25% contact rate, which means that we're hitting 25% of the leads that come in. Now, this could be via email, it could be via SMS, it could be WhatsApp, it could be a website form, it could be people DMing you on social media, it could be literally anything, okay? These are inbound leads coming in. It could be people responding to your ads, whatever you've got going on. And you've got a 25% contact rate. We mean that we're having a conversation with 25% of those people. Now, if we say that out of those 25% of those people, we are actually booking 25% of those conversations into calls, right? So we have a 25% contact rate and a 25% call booking rate of those conversations means that we're booking 63 calls a month. Show-up rate, industry average across whatever, let's just call it 60% just to make it really clean. So we're booking 63 calls a month, of which 38 are showing up, okay? And our close rate, again, let's just pick 25% for the sake of a number, and cleanly, if we say we have a lifetime value of a client that's $10,000, we'll be doing 100K a month if we follow this. We have 1,000 leads coming in, we're speaking to 250 of them, we're booking 63 calls, 38% are showing up, we close 25% of them, 10 new clients at 10K a pop is 100 grand, okay? So where this gets really interesting is that when we mess around with numbers nearer the front of the funnel, the higher the end result is at the end. And I'll show you a couple of numbers here that you can play with, and we'll talk a little bit about the theory as to how you can improve them to drive the number at the end. So let's look at contact rate. All other things staying the same. 25% contact rate, 25% call rate, 60% show rate, 25% close rate. Okay, that's what we're dealing with right now. If we take our contact rate from 25%, bear in mind this was churning out 100 grand, right? So if we take it from 25% to 30%, let's see what happens. We generate an extra 10K a month. If we take our 25% to 40%, we generate an extra 50K a month, right? So this dial here is really interesting. And let's talk about this theoretically. What can we do to improve contact rate from the leads that are coming in? Well, the most important part of this is speed to lead. So the most important part of the equation is how quickly do I get back to the leads when they engage with what we do? And there's a couple of solutions to this. Obviously, we run AI-based voice reps, sales reps, and text-based AI reps. So what this means is that you can be in contact with people and they will have a conversation, they will qualify them, disqualify them, yada, 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 book them in for a sales call. That's one of the ways of doing this. But if you don't have the funds for this, or if for whatever reason you aren't a fan of AI or you don't believe in the system yet, whatever it is, there are other ways that you can do this. Really crucial. Set a contact time on leads that are coming in with your existing sales reps. It is insanely important that people get back to your leads as fast as possible. There is an almost 400% increased chance of conversation in the first minute of someone taking an action. There is 35 to 50% of leads actually make buying decisions based on which business gets back to them first. You want to make sure that your contact rate is really high, okay? As high as you can possibly go. If we take this from, I think we had 30% originally, well, no, we had 25% contact rate. It's making 100 grand. If we can move this to 50% contact rate, we are close to doubling the amount of money that we make. In fact, we would be doubling, just the maths here is slightly off, okay? So this bit is really important. Now, the next bit that we can look at in terms of optimization is conversations had, call booking. How do we improve that? Well, again, if we're using automated systems like AI-based sales reps, let's say, then that would be on whoever's delivering the system for you. It would be on optimizing the conversation, looking at patterns, looking at split testing, all that kind of stuff. If you have human beings that are doing this, real reps, it's the same process. But review the conversations that they're having, give them the right training, give them everything that they need to make sure that we're enhancing this. Because if we've got a 25% contact rate, but we increase our call booking rate to 40%, again, all other numbers staying the same, again, we're adding 50 grand here, so it makes a huge difference. For show up rate, there's a couple of very cool things that you can do. Generally speaking, if you're having a low show up rate, it's that you are booking unqualified leads that aren't interested, that have low buying intent. Okay, someone that has a problem now that they want solved now is going to show up and is going to very likely buy. And so what you want to do is make sure that the paths with which people are coming in are higher intent, and that could be, PPC ads are a good example of people with higher intent, or that there is a little bit of a hurdle for people to jump through, a form to fill out that's not just 2 questions. The other thing that you can do is give pre-sales resources for them to consume that get them primed. So this is a video for them to watch, or this is a form for them to fill out, or this is some information for them to give you, or this is something like that. You can increase show up rate that way. Obviously, the reminders, the automated reminders, all that stuff's really, really important. Having your reps call the leads before the actual, the day before to confirm they're attending, having your AI reps do that, or having your human reps do that. Best practice to get the highest rate showing up. Close rate is a whole question. We're not going to get into this right now because it depends on your industry. It depends on what you're selling. It depends on what you're doing. But again, if we can get close rate up to 35%, 40%, it just increases revenue massively. And so if we take our numbers from before where we said 25, I think show up rate we had on 60%, and we're just going to model this out here. Yeah, this is what it was. So 1,000 leads coming in, 25% contact rate, 25% call booking rate, 60% call show up rate, and 25% close rate. We're doing 100K a month at a 10K offer. If we just increase some of these dials slightly, so contact rate goes from 25% to 30%, call booking rate goes from 25% to 30%, show up rate goes from 60% to 70%, wherever that is, here it is, and close rate goes from 25% to 35%, or let's do it like 32%. So not a huge increase, like a 7% increase on close rate. So we're literally talking a 5% increase in contact rate, a 5% increase in call booking rate, a 10% increase on call show up, and a 7% increase on close rate. You are doubling your revenue generated. The easiest ones of these to fix are close rate and contact rate. Okay, so again, if we have a look at this from the numbers that we were using before, giving you the what is the best thing that you can do the fastest? Well, if we get contact rate, so we're doing 100K a month right now with this 10K offer. If we get our contact rate up to 40%, right? Because we now have speed to lead. We have our human reps are really on it and they're banging it out the park, or we have AI reps that are doing this for us, and we get a much higher total contact rate. Truthfully, with AI, this number is going to be higher, but let's keep it realistic for now. So we take this from 25 to 40%, and if we change nothing else, but we increase the closing rate to even 30%, right? So we've increased our contact rate by, what number is this, 40. So by 15%, and our close rate by 5%, we've changed nothing else in the whole funnel. We're still almost doubling our revenue, right? We went from 100K a month to 180K a month just by closing 5% better and by contacting 15% more leads. Okay. If you want help working on this kind of stuff, we have a free school community called AI Systemizer. There'll be a link for that below. And if you're watching this and you're already in that community, welcome. Super pumped that you're here. There's going to be the link again for the ROI calculator for you to actually use on your side so that you can take this and you can make it your own and you can look at the funnels that you've got going on. And if you want help with this, as always, there's going to be a call booking link below where you can speak to us directly and we will help you fix this and we will systemize your acquisition systems using AI enhanced strategies. Okay, see you in the next video. I hope this has been useful for you and speak soon.